أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الله نور السماوات والأرض، مثل نوره كمشكاة فيها مصباح، المصباح في زجاجة، الزجاجة كأنها كوكب دري يوقد من شجرة مباركة زيتونة لا شرقية ولا غربية، يكاد زيتها يضيء ولو لم تمسسه نار، نور على نور، يهدي الله لنوره من يشاء، ويضرب الله الأمثال للناس والله بكل شيء عليم. في بيوت أذن الله أن ترفع ويذكر فيها اسمه يسبح.
The Quran on Deep Seas and Internal Waves. Nazia Tul Fatah. Name: Nazia Tul Fatah. Class: Botany Department. College: Rajbadi Gove College, Rajbadi, Dhaka, Bangladesh. Chapter 2: Scientific Miracles in Quran. The Quran on Deep Seas and Internal Waves. God has said in the Quran, or the unbeliever's state is like the darkness in a deep sea. It is covered by waves, above which are waves, above which are clouds. Darknesses, one above another. If a man stretches out his hand, he cannot see it. Quran 24:40. This verse mentions the darkness found in deep seas and oceans, where if a man stretches out his hand, he cannot see it. The darkness in deep seas and oceans is found around a depth of 200 meters and below. At this depth, there is almost no light. See Figure 15. Below a depth of 1000 meters, there is no light at all. Point 1. Human beings are not able to dive more than 40 meters without the aid of submarines or special equipment. Human beings cannot survive unaided in the deep dark part of the oceans, such as at a depth of 200 meters. Figure 15. Figure 15. Between 3 and 30% of the sunlight is reflected at the sea surface. Then almost all of the 7 colors of the light spectrum are absorbed one after another in the first 200 meters, except the blue light. Oceans, Elder and Panetter, p. 27. Scientists have recently discovered this darkness by means of special equipment and submarines that have enabled them to dive into the depths of the oceans. We can also understand from the following sentences in the previous verse: in a deep sea. It is covered by waves, above which are waves, above which are clouds, that the deep waters of seas and oceans are covered by waves, and above these waves are other waves. It is clear that the second set of waves are the surface waves that we see, because the verse mentions that above the second waves there are clouds. But what about the first waves? Scientists have recently discovered that there are internal waves which occur on density interfaces between layers of different densities. See Figure 16. Figure 16. Figure 16. Internal waves at interface between two layers of water of different densities. One is dense, the lower one, the other one is less dense, the upper one. Oceanography, Gross, p. 204. The internal waves cover the deep waters of seas and oceans because the deep waters have a higher density than the waters above them. Internal waves act like surface waves. They can also break just like surface waves. Internal waves cannot be seen by the human eye, but they can be detected by studying temperature or salinity changes at a given location. Point 3 footnotes. 1. Oceans, Elder and Panetta, p. 27. 2. Oceanography, Gross, p. 205. 3. Oceanography, Gross, p. 205. Quran and Science. From Quran and Noor 2440 Nazia Tul Fatah, and Noor 2440 English Tafsir Ibn Kathir. Or like the darkness in a vast deep sea, overwhelmed with waves, topped by dark clouds, darkness upon darkness. If a man stretches out his hand, he can hardly see it. Meaning, he can hardly see it because it is so intensely dark. This is the parable of the heart of the disbeliever whose ignorance is simple, who merely follows and does not know the true nature of the one whom he follows or where he is going. He is like the ignorant man in the parable who was asked, "Where are you going?" He said, "With them." He was asked, "Where are they going?" He said, "I do not know." Darkness upon darkness, Ubay bin Ka'b B said, he is enveloped in 5 types of darkness. His speech is darkness, his deeds are darkness, his coming in is darkness, his going out is darkness, and his destiny on the day of resurrection will be darkness in the fire of hell. As Suddi in Arabi bin Anas also said something similar. And he for whom Allah has not appointed light, for him there is no light. One whom Allah does not guide is ignorant and doomed, an utter loser and disbeliever. This is like the ayah, whomsoever Allah sends astray, none can guide him. 7. 186. This is in contrast to what Allah says about the believers. Allah guides to His light whom He wills. 24:35. We ask Allah the Almighty to put light in our hearts and give us light on our right and on our left, and to increase us in light.